How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. I turned off the music because you reminded me yesterday. Needed you here. All good stuff.
I just love how you and Blaze were just rocking out, jamming out, and then I came in. I'm like, do they not know? So
Yeah, it is. I don't know why you can't hear it at some point. That's okay. That's not too much of an issue.
good
If that's the
morning,
biggest
Craig.
issue we have, it's okay.
Yeah, for sure,
Dom, get
for
me
sure.
get me started with something positive and wonderful. What's on your head right now?
um, I don't know. It's a weird. Thanksgiving is a weird week in my work. So I'm just kind of trying to catch up. I think I've said before, I'm like been kind of behind, so I was
Hmm.
able to catch up quite a bit yesterday. Even though I was even though I was listening to some streams, I was able to kind of like organize through some filing cabinet work and get my desk all cleaned up, and then I told you I'm in the process of downsizing the stuff we have in our garage so that we can build like a gym in the garage for the whole family. Um, So I took a bunch of stuff to work and I went through that and organized it into trash and to give away to my guys, and then some stuff that I'll still keep, like tools and stuff. So yeah.
That's so exciting. Wait, how much room is it? Is it a huge garage? Is it not a huge garage? How
So
much space are you gonna have in there?
it'd be like a third car spot, like because we have a 3 car garage, so it's like we're gonna use the third car. The third car spot is like all storage right now. We don't
Yeah.
actually put our 2 cars in there. Um, but yeah, so maybe what's that, like 10 by 15 or so?
Yeah. Please, are you at the car dealership for real? Wait, you're on mute, bud. Or wait, I can't hear you. You're not on mute. Off mute, on mute. Um, no, I can't hear you right now. Um,
We can
Dom,
see
I'm
you.
gonna we can see you. You look beautiful. You look beautiful this morning. Oh, now it's just you. No, it's not. Um, wait, okay. Well, I'm so incredibly excited that no, I can't hear you. You can just keep trying. Let us know if you want to go beep beep beep. Wait, do you want to unplug your headphones and see if that works?
Oh man.
Oh god, okay. What? I mean, just you take them off doesn't mean it's gonna work. Um, I'm excited for you to have all this equipment. I feel like it's definitely something that is a home
Yeah,
gym.
it's
It's
something
pretty
we've
cool.
talked about. It's
So you
something
have
we've
equipment
talked
you're trying
about
to
for
get.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And we just have too much stuff, like we just like accumulate stuff.
What do you have
We
too
need
much of? Like what is in your garage right now that you have to get rid of?
uh I have I have 2 bikes that I don't use, 2 mountain bikes. We have 3 snowboards that we don't use anymore. Those are the
Yeah.
bigger things. We've slowly been getting rid of some other stuff. Like we have this old like Power Wheels Jeep for Bentley that he hadn't used anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's just a bunch of, I think it's just more of like going through all the bins of stuff we have, like Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, party decorations, and like minimizing it into like the actual storage shelves. Like we have 3 like storage racks in the garage, but they're all full, and there's this like pile of stuff like the size of a car that's like not on the storage racks. So if we could just like, donate, a quarter of it, trash a quarter of it, and then organize the rest, I think we'd have the space.
All right. Well, good. I'm excited for
Yeah.
you. I feel like it's a whole new thing with the family to really bond over. Um, do your kids ever give you a hard time about what you guys keep around? Dad, why do you still
No.
have this? Mom, your stuff is always in the way.
No, we've taught them to be good hoarders too. Um, yeah, our oldest Bailey has like she won't let me throw away like her old backpacks. So she's got like, 7 backpacks in the garage, and that was one of the things where I was like, okay, well, we're gonna keep the cheer ones, from your past cheerleading teams, but like your old Jan sport, like that one's going in the trash.
Oh,
Um,
it's hard. I definitely see how difficult it is as a parent to kind of like throw some things out. But I really subscribe to the idea that the more you keep around, the less room you have for new memories. And so, if it's like keeping book bags around, it's like, well, what's the next thing you're going to be able to get, and kind of, move on from there. I think is definitely good. But yeah, transitioning kind of into today really quickly, I want to make sure that I was asking to see if your kids like knock you down a peg, right? In some kind of way, right? Because I think
oh yeah.
that our kids are really good at helping us realize the things that maybe we're not as good at, or the things that we are very confident in. It's just what kids are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's this idea of, being being told that like my jokes aren't funny, right? Or that my outfit looks silly, or it's not as cool as maybe I think it is, or maybe my V-Friend shirts aren't really hitting as well as I thought with the youngsters. Or that they just feel that dad's out of touch with something. Music lately, I feel like I've kind of been that way with like the kids. Some of like the Broadway musical stuff is easy, but like I don't even know some of these like singers anymore. But I think it's just the fact that these kids have this like really uncanny ability to just say things without a filter, right? And remind us
Mm-hmm.
that, no, Dad, you know what? You thought you thought that you were my hero. And you know what, could be right, but you were still just kind of a regular person deep down. Right? So, but I think today it's mentioning about how it's definitely a good thing. And that's definitely where we're at. Do you have a story about your kids kind of taking you down a peg in some kind of way? And to the couch too. Couch, I'd love to hear from you. I think Blaze shared something recently. And we have Craig over here. Daughter's always telling me my music choice is crap and that I'm not 21 anymore when I try to do stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a specific story, but I'm used to it by now. There's definitely times when the dad jokes, fall flat, and they let me know, like they drop the hammer and say, that no, Dad. Um, I don't have a specific one. I think I'm just so used to it right now. Who's this new person? Is that
Can you hear me
Blazes?
now?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
on the
You
other screen.
finagled well.
Nice.
That's great.
What's up, buddy?
We're at the car play. I can hear myself. And we are getting all the fluids and everything changed. I'm getting muted and unmuted.
Oh, sorry, it's me.
And we're just here. So there we are.
Is it just you?
What's at the car place? Are you getting a new car?
Oh, I just had to get my
Right.
oil changed.
Oh, you said that. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Fluids, air filter, all that stuff. They sent me a video of my undercarriage.
Do you have to pay extra for that?
No, they just texted it to. So I might share
if
on
your
Twitter
kids were here, I wonder
later,
if they would shoot
or X,
that joke
whatever.
down.
A video of the car's undercarriage. I thought it was pretty cool. This guy Mike, but it shows my license plate, so I should probably blur it out. But going back to junk, my wife hates all my things. My parents have more things than they need, and I've carried that on. Whereas my wife has done the opposite, where she just tries to purge everything, and that does a quick pivot there. But it's hard. Because I want to keep everything, and I see the value in everything. But what my wife's always trying to tell me is like, if it costs more money to just like keep lugging it around, just like get rid of it and move on to something else. So it's hard.
It is. My wife last night said she came out. She was doing bedtime last night, and she came out of the bedroom and she goes, "Hey, you know what? I really have to have you do like the magic get rid of things like in the kids room. She thinks she called it something else, but like I just go in, I just like toss things out, especially like emotional age sometimes. So I have to be really careful about what I end up doing. But I think it's hard. I mean, for someone to ask you to like throw things out sometimes, it definitely makes it difficult. So you start connecting all these memories and ideas to them.
Well, I'm always like, I could sell that for $10, but is it really worth that time and money to make $2.50?
Yes, Blaze. Yes, it is.
I don't know.
No, Blaze. No, it's not.
All right, I need you to meet me out back at the dumpster behind TGI Fridays. Wear an iPad.
Blaze, did you share something? I think you did over in the group about a way that your kids had, or I think maybe one of your sons had kind of like taken you down a notch or so, or kind of remind you of something. And if anyone's not familiar, why I'm asking this is because today's meditation is all about that, about how our kids can take us down a peg, and how we should accept it. And I think we definitely need to. The reading today started, I think, with something that I think a good example. It was talking about Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War, visited the front lines. I think at the time it was in DC. One of the Confederate snipers took a shot at him, and then someone on the Union side basically just said, "Get down, you damn fool," is what it was. But Abraham Lincoln was like, "Yeah, you know what? I really need to. I kind of need a reminder that I can't just walk around and be a target for people." So it was like a moment for him to realize, like, yeah, I definitely need some people to take me down a size. 'Cause I think he also mentioned within the reading about how like the White House itself, for the presidency, I think in so many words just kind of gives you a big head and you kind of forget these things. So we need that. And I think that our kids need that too, because you know what? No one else is better at that type of stuff anyway. But Blaze, what was the thing you shared?
So one of my kids that's not DeMille is we're doing potty training and stuff right now and trying to do all those things. And one of the kids is having trouble and he just moves really fast in life and thinks it's appropriate to like stuff tissue paper in his underwear, and like trying to like coach that isn't like something that he's really open to. So it's just really frustrating. And then I'm called a bad dad because I don't want my kid smelling like poop or trailing toilet paper around the world. So he's called me a bad dad the other day because I was trying to help him with his hygiene.
What? Well, you're not a bad dad.
Oh, thank you.
I think
No.
I think we definitely need potty training tips still with what did it, obviously you're not a bad dad. Do you think that your kid really thinks you're a bad dad, or is it that you're just trying to stop them from doing something that they're comfortable with? Is that what it is? Like, what is it that like is making that, what do you think is making them not happy with that moment?
I think
There's
that
something else, right?
it's not so much that I'm addressing hygiene issues. I think that I probably like yelled something, got a little bit frustrated because this individual was laser focused on going to the next activity. And I'm like, no, we have to stop now and address this issue. And then, no, I don't want to do that. Yes, we have to do this. You can't go around smelling like poop all the time. And like, so like that exchange, I think it wasn't me doing my parental responsibilities. It was probably how I conducted myself. So, did I lose my cool? Like, I probably used a tone of voice that was harsher than maybe warranted the situation. So it gave me something to think about. But from the other perspective, like, we just need to slow down in life a little bit and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves.
What if the message to them all about hygiene, they're like, "Dad, you don't even have good hygiene." Would that hit home for you? Would that be like really upsetting?
I mean, I think I have pretty good hygiene. I don't floss a lot, so I need to work on that. But moisturize, deodorant, I shower every day. I know one of the dads doesn't like to shower every day, but and then so I think I take care of myself.
It's dumb. But me, I don't shower every single day. I just don't. It's okay. Don't judge me.
Yeah, you're
Don't judge Dom.
no, I think
You're
Dom.
also you're also outnumbered.
Really? Am I the only one that showers every day in this group?
I don't shower every day anymore. I used to pretty religiously, but because of my new schedule being all over the place, sometimes I do forget or miss it, or do a little quick smell test. You know, I bear hug all my kids tight, and if each one of them says, "Ew, Dad, you stink," then I'll go up and shower.
Oh man.
Have they ever said that?
No,
No.
Huh.
no, they usually say, "Stop cracking my back." Um, 'Cause that's my move is I'll go up and bear hug them and I like snap their spine, you know, like just
Mhm.
kind of.
Oh,
I wish they were all strong enough to do it to me. One day, I hope they will be.
You don't have them like walk on your back?
oh,
Hmm?
that's a good one.
No, they won't. They all. I try to get them to, but they're so creeped out by feeling
Your
the
bones break.
cracks under the feet that I can't get them to do it anymore. The only one who will do it is my son, but he's not heavy enough to crack my back, and he takes one step and then he sumo like drops onto me like his whole body, knocking the wind out of me. So like I've learned to not let him do it because he's just yeah, I become a trampoline somehow. I'm like, no, I just want you to walk peacefully on my back, and he's like, trampoline, got it.
My kids
So
have watched wrestling, but they always like end up doing elbow drops, and it's, it's the one move you can't do.
yeah.
Do
Oh, we
your
don't.
do your kids think that you are strong?
I think so.
Are they
Yeah,
like, "Whoa, Dad, you're so strong. I can't believe it." Or are they like, "I can take Dad"?
no, 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 no. They know better.
Does DM think she can take you?
I think so. That's just how she's built. But apparently, Lauren's the strong one, and I'm the fast one. So they'll go, no one's stronger than mommy. I'm like, I could totally
You're like,
outbench you right now.
you're like, all right, Lauren, let's wrestle.
That's it. We're doing this at Thanksgiving. We're taking the
We
belt
have to
home.
show the kids.
I know, right? And apparently, I farted enough around my kids to just think that I smell like poop.
What's all those egg
Whenever
whites?
they're like, "Oh, my dad is farting," and if anyone smells a fart, they're like, "It's my dad." So it's like, I'm pretty sure you farted. I'm pretty sure like you made a joke about farting, and you blame it on me. So I'm like, that's like the dad thing. That's just it. That's where I'm at. Oh well. Oh, gratitude, guys. We missed some gratitude. I wanted to just again try and tie it back to everything that's going on today. I was just thinking about how grateful I know I am with my kids that I think that they're keeping me grounded enough in some of these moments to kind of realize, there are certain things they say, like Blaze, you're just talking about losing your cool a little bit. I lost my cool yesterday with something, and my daughter reminded me, like, Dad, you told me you're working on not trying to yell all the time, and I was like, you're right, I am. And like, well, I'm like, no, it was so totally warranted yesterday. It's like one of those moments to be like, oh yeah, okay, thanks. Like it's just a good reminder, and I think it's a strong reminder. So I think it's definitely good. So I think that no matter how much I'm going to accomplish or how good I feel about something, I think that they're always going to remind me. They're never going to let me off the hook too easily. So my gratitude is for that grounding. Dom,
Yeah,
where you feel?
like the reading said. I mean, it's and like Karen Cam will just say, like, kids can be savage, like kids can be everything. I mean, like they, they give you the best of times and they give you the worst of times, and so you go into those moments where you're sitting there listening to them all like beautifully sing and harmonize and hang out, and then they're talking smack about you because you made a weird joke or you did this or you did that. So it is very humbling. It is very, I like the part where it's like, they don't care like, what you do. Like, I'm I'm the boss where I work. So like, I tell people what to do all day long. I make decisions all day long. And then I go home and they're like, give a F what you want. Like, we're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And this is how it's going to be done. And, it just, it really takes you down a peg. Like it's a perfect little reading to explain one of the many interesting parts of parenthood and life in general, actually.
I think it's so good. Blaze, you sitting with any gratitude or no? I think we lost you there. We can't hear you. There's two of you. We can't hear you right now.
All right, bring in a third. Yeah.
Yep, we got you.
Gratitude. I need to do a stat correction. The pig's name isn't Percy Watkins. Mercy, the pig. His name's Mercy. Mercy Watson, not Percy Watkins. So
I think I like the first one that you shared, though.
Well, it was a lie. The pig doesn't exist.
What is it? Mercy what?
Mercy Watson.
Don't like it now.
Well, I have to go find these Mercy Watson books and learn about this pig. And maybe I'll write my own pig stories called Percy Watkins. And he's a pig detective. But a couple of things. One, I want to do another TV investigation. So if you guys know of anyone who recently had a TV broken, I want to hear about it. Secondly, gratitude. I'm just happy to be here with you guys. I didn't think I was going to be here today because I had a meeting, but it was canceled. So here I am, just sitting at the car dealership, talking to my best friends and hanging out with the couch. David, Carrie Camel, Craig. I see you, Scuba Steve.
Got a bunch. We have 42 people checking us out, Facebook, on X right now. So hello. You know what? We've been having a couple people checking in on YouTube over there, which is really catching my attention lately. So I think I have to do a little bit of deeper dive over there. All right. Reading, though, just to make sure that we kind of get to that too, because I want to make sure that it's definitely kind of an important thing. That's what this is all about. I know we have like 6 minutes left until the top of the hour. We usually have David has to hop over to some calls. Usually if Robbie's here, Robbie's hopping over to his 9 o'clock calls. But I think overall, again, walking us into everything today with Abraham Lincoln, front lines kind of being knocked down a peg, someone trying to save his life. But it's definitely necessary. Our kids kind of doing that too. Things that are a humbling experience. A reminder that kids don't care how important or cool or successful that we are, but that we are just dad or mom or just parents all together. But I think that that's kind of how it should be. If that's going to be how I think that we actually look at those things. Any thoughts from the reading today at all for you guys? Dom, any thoughts on the reading?
No, I mean, lean into it and enjoy it. I mean, who else is going to talk to you that way, at some point?
The first quote was great. And it was talking about how if you're always looking down, you can't look up to see what's above you. And so I thought that was really interesting. But then I stopped listening because there was something about Abraham Lincoln and somebody telling him to duck. But then I thought about his 10-gallon hat, and I'm like, man, that motherfucker was probably tall. So, but I just kept thinking about he's right, and especially if you're looking down, you can't watch where you're going, you can't set goals, you can't shatter glass ceilings. But if it's a matter of pride, I could be so wrapped up in myself that I don't see these accomplishments of my kids. Another gratitude. DeMille had the turkey trot at school yesterday where she ran
nice,
maybe half a mile. And I got to see her cross the finish line yesterday, and just to see how proud she was of that moment and how she can get faster and maybe she'll start running with me was really cool. So lots to unpack there, but there you go.
That's awesome. Did she see you there?
Yes.
That's awesome. It makes me think of these kids events because I I'm not as good as Lauren as being able to get to some of these things. Like Lauren went on a field trip yesterday. Did you guys ever see the video somewhere social media of it was videos of kids seeing their parents at these public events for school or whatever it was, and how the kids' faces change when they finally see their parents or notice that their parents are there in the audience. Have you guys ever seen that video before?
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy sometimes, and it's definitely one of those that really kind of hit me hard, because I think that, you know, kids don't know, I think, to ask for these, for a parent to be there sometimes. They either might expect it or they might not know what it means to have someone in the audience or kind of checking them out. So anyway, I was asking because I was hoping that maybe Jamil definitely knew that you were there, and it sounds like she definitely did. So that's really cool. So her to feel, I think, great for herself, but know that her dad saw that, I think, is definitely pretty cool. Can I ask about an idea here?
Shoot.
With 3 minutes left. So do you think that your kids believe that you're a hero, or that you are stronger than you are? Do you think that your kids look up to you as this, stronger, more successful, maybe a version of maybe what you think you are?
I don't know.
I'd say like maybe a little bit, but like not as much as you'd think or want or hope.
Yeah, I hear you.
Sometimes I feel like they think of me as just like a couch.
Down the couch. What were you going to say, Blaze?
Oh, if I was going to break that down, I'd say that my kids think I can fix anything, and I really can't. So that's probably like the one thing where it's like a little mystifying, because they're like, "Oh, my dad can fix this." I'm like, oh, I can't like fix this toy you shattered. You threw it off the banister and it's gone. It's done. The toy's
Is that
doomed.
just their excuse to break stuff? Like, my dad can fix anything, so I can break this.
But will you be sad for the day? And maybe Jamil knows that dad can't fix everything or anything. But whether my kids think I'm the fastest person or that Lauren's the strongest, I mean, there is that day where I think our kids eventually do realize that maybe dad and mom maybe aren't as financially successful as maybe I thought mom and dad were, or they're not as funny, or they're not as strong or fast, or they're they can't fix everything. I think that is something that's kind of a mindset I think I want to grab onto and remember, and use those as some of these moments that kind of create laughter and connection. This is it. To think that your kids think that you can fix anything, Blaze, I think is just amazing. But I think there's just that weird balance there of just making sure that we as parents take this moment and make sure that we're embracing what they think about us, but then also accepting how they can bring us down a notch and make us realize that we aren't superhuman in some kind of way. It's this weird balance right now, just because I don't think that happens outside. My clients don't think that I'm a hero. My clients also aren't going to be as open and funny about telling me exactly who I am sometimes. My kids are. So that was where my question was.
Love it. That's a good question.
Well, guys, we're top of the hour right now. Any parting thoughts from you boys?
Be open to criticism.
Yeah.
No matter how harsh it is from our kids. Humbling moments. It makes life special.
Just the last
I think
one.
if anything, our kids don't let us take ourselves too seriously.
If they don't never like the food I make, they just feed it to the dog, and it is infuriating.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh God. Wait. Wait. How does that go down? Are they deciding in the moment? They're like, I don't like this, and they sneak it, or are they just like looking you in the eye and like dumping on the ground for your dog? How does that happen?
Well, Zoe's a raging bitch, and so I made quesadillas for Demille the other day because she asked for quesadillas, and she didn't like the way that they looked because the oil got a little hot, and then she just like the dog's always like, and she's like, here you go, gone.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry that's happening to you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you ever get angry that the dog ate it and that you can't eat it now?
I'm ready for her to go.
Okay, got it. Well, before this gets too dark, we're gonna end.
Love you, Zoe.
All right,
If you're watching
guys.
this.
Please want to sign us out?
Mugs with coffee, hearts with gratitude, and just for today, go pet and love your pets.
We don't know how much longer they're going to be around.
Don't know.
Don't feed them your quesadillas.
Yeah. Taco Tuesday.
All right, guys. See ya.
See you.